off to Anderson. They want the out route. It's a double move. It's sold well. Groves catches it 15-10-5. Touchdown. Fake the out. Went down. Shotgun snap. He's blitzed. Throws the dump ball into the end zone. Groves. He caught it. Signal a touchdown. The handoff to Anderson. They want the out route. It's a double move. It's sold well. Groves catches it 15-10-5. Touchdown. Fake the out. Went down. Shotgun snap. He's blitzed. Throws the dump ball into the end zone. Groves. He caught it. Signal a touchdown. The handoff to Anderson. They want the out route. It's a double move. It's sold well. Groves catches it 15-10-5. Touchdown. Fake the out. Went down. Shotgun snap. He's blitzed. Throws the dump ball into the end zone. Groves. He caught it. Signal a touchdown. The handoff to Anderson. They want the out route. It's a double move. It's sold well. Groves catches it 15-10-5. Touchdown. Fake the out. Went down. Shotgun snap. He's blitzed. Throws the dump ball into the end zone. Groves. He caught it. Signal.
Home for all of today's best country music and the Will Cody in the Morning Show, bringing you all today's news in and around Franklin and Simpson County. Thank you so much for being here with us on a Thursday night. Don't change that radio dial if you're tuning in with us on 92.3 WFKN on your FM station. We've got some Wildcat baseball getting ready to get started for you here in just a few minutes. They're going to be taking on the number 16th ranked team in the state in University Heights from over around the Hopkinsville area. They are 25-5 on the season and number 1 in their region. Now, with that being said, your Wildcats coming into this one are 21-12 and 13-7 in the region. Good enough for number 3. Just you could say a game behind the Greenwood Gators, who we beat in extra innings in a walk-off fashion this past Friday night. So we've been having a lot of baseball and softball for you. 4 games last week, 1 on Monday night, and then 1 here on Thursday night. We're getting set for the district tournament to be kicked off on Monday night, where right here at the baseball field, Greg Shelton Field here at Franklin-Simpson High School, your Wildcats are going to take on the Russellville Panthers, as Franklin-Simpson will be hosting the district tournament this year. Hallelujah! Lord knows I'm excited about that, not to have to drive all the way over to Russellville or Logan County or especially Todd County like a couple years ago. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that, man, that's a drive for me after I get off work from Nashville. But I digress. I'm looking forward to that. I will not be over here covering that game on Monday night for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats. I will be over at the softball complex covering your Franklin-Simpson Lady Cats in the 1 versus 4 matchup over there, as the Lady Cats are going to take on the number 4 district-ranked Logan County Lady Cougars. Going to be a cat fight over there. Looking forward to that one as well. And both of these games are going to be for a chance to go to the regional tournament, which will be played at Western Kentucky University, the home of the Hilltoppers and the greatest mascot in the land, Big Red. That's right. We're Hilltoppers here on FKN, especially me. But with that being said, let's move into your starting lineups. We'll begin with the visiting University Heights squad. Leading off for them is going to be second baseman number 10, Hayden Hunt. Hunt hits a outrageous .506 on the season with 28 RBIs and 4 home runs. Followed up by shortstop number 18, Cadence Gibson. Cadence Gibson hits .344 with 26 RBIs and 1 home run. And then whom I'm assuming is his brother, number 19, Cortland Gibson, the catcher. He hits .361 with 19 RBIs. Followed by right fielder, number 8, A.J. Hogart. A.J. Hogart hits .402 with 31 RBIs and 2 home runs. Followed by the designated hitter, number 22, Jackson Flynn, who hits .481 with 20 RBIs. And then first baseman number 3, Aiden Jones. Aiden Jones hits .305 with 20 RBIs. And then third baseman, Bryson Turner, is going to be hit. And this might be the one spot in their entire lineup that I've seen, and they have other players in their lineup that hits for higher averages. This is the one spot that isn't hitting like at least 300. Bryson Turner, which he hasn't had a ton of appearances, hits 103 with just 4 RBIs. So I feel like they're trying to bring this young man along. Probably a fantastic defensive player over there in the hot corner on third base. He's going to be followed up in the 8th spot by center fielder number 23, Ryan Lucky, third, and could not get to it. Lays down what could not really have been a better place bunt there by Gibson, and he moves on over to first. That's going to be a field hit. So 2 up, 2 hits here for University Heights. And moving in now is going to be the catcher, number 19, Cortland Gibson, who's hitting .361 with 19 RBI, looking to make it 20 with a runner on third. Runners in the corners. Probably thinking about stealing, and we throw it away. There comes in that run. And Gibson's going to continue to run all the way around to third as it got past first baseman Owen Lockley. Pickoff attempt. Bounced over to Lockley and got away from it. So we're looking at an early 1-0 game here on the throwing error. Ball inside. To the now Cortland Gibson. Here's pitch. That's called up in the zone for ball 2. I tell you what, this strike zone is really tight right now. Wind up and the pitch. Sent into the gap for the shortstop, Brady Doug. He's going to have to throw a rocket over to first, and he gets him just by a half a step. Run does come in to score, though, from third, and it's 2-0, just like that. University Heights here in the top of the first. You know what? I am not thrown off by this, though. We were down 2-0 on Friday night, or Monday night, to Greenwood, who was number 25th ranked in the state. Swings at it, does A.J. Hogart, the right fielder. Right fielder's hitting .402 this season. He is the cleanup hitter. Tell you what, that looks like a strong young man down there in that right-handed part of the batter's box. Here's the pitch. Sent up the middle. That's going to get in there for a base hit out towards Braylon Turner in center field. Took a big hop off the mound. University Heights with one away has got a runner on first now with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. There comes designated hitter, number 22, Jackson Flynn, who's hitting .481 with 20 RBIs on the season. Here's the pitch. Swings through, strike 1. Hogart was off to a big lead right there a moment ago. Let's see if he jumps out there to it again. Not as much. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch. And comes just inside, barely, narrowly missing Flynn. 1-1 is the count with one away. Hogart, normal lead. Here's the pitch. Runner goes, and that's a hit and run. And Liam jumps out of position to try to cover second. And runner gets to move on past second to third. That's such a difficult play right there. Was in position and went to cover second, for the stealing runner, and the hit and run works to perfection for University Heights. And now they got runners on the corners yet again. Here's the pitch. Popped up. It's going to be shallow center field. Brady Delk calling everybody off. He squeezes it. Runner is going to stay put at third and first. 2 away now. Now here comes Bryson Turner. As I said to lead off the broadcast, the one and only low point in terms of averages for their lineup. Just hitting 103 on the season. He is a left-handed hitter. We need to get this third out. Ball high and outside from Kelly. In pretty tight over there on the left-handed hitter side of the batter's box. Sets up in the middle, does Ballou. Swings through, strike one. A strikeout here would be huge for Easton Kelly. Not let any more runs across home plate. 2-0, not insurmountable. Ball high. 2-1 is the count now. Easton Kelly from the stretch, checking the runner at first. Now here's the pitch. Ball high and outside again. Count rolls to 3-1. This thing getting started with a foul ball that never was. Here's the pitch. And he's going to walk. Bases loaded now. That was an out that the Wildcats needed. And here comes Will Height to talk it over with Kelly out there on the mound. Going to need Easton to settle into this one. As we said, in terms of record and that kind of thing, this game it doesn't really matter. The district tournament is already set in stone, but, you know, these kids are out here playing for pride, and you certainly don't want to just give away a win by any means. You know, if we were looking at rain and stuff like that, okay, yeah, but, you know, I can understand a little pushing the game off or something, but not on a perfect day like today. Gets a little attaboy, and now we're back in business. Now here comes center fielder, number 23, Ryan Lucky. Lucky's a .351 hitter. 2 away, but bases loaded for University Heights. Right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. Goes.
Come on now.
Ball been up the zone. Ball one. Curveball stayed up just a hair. Back to pitching from the windup is Easton. Here's the pitch. Ball low in the zone. Ball two. Five straight balls from Easton. Need him just to put something in the zone here. Fouled off. Good pitch. Now looking at a 2-1 count. Facing the center fielder in Lucky. There's the windup and the pitch. Strike two. There we go. Heat down the middle. No mistaking on that one. 2-2 is the count. Strikeout here still would be great. Sent straight away out towards center field. Braylon Turner's underneath it for out number 3. And the Wildcats get touched up a little bit there in the top of the first. And it's a 2-0 lead for University Heights. But we've seen this before, and the comeback Cats can do it. They can come back and get right back into this one, I believe. So we'll see if they can when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
Well, we're right here. We're in town. If somebody has an issue, we're there either that day or the very next day. So we're able to get to it quick and fix whatever issues anybody has.
Better speeds. I feel like it's a lot more reliable. With other services, you might get interference during like the weather or something, and you might lose service and have to wait for it to dry out again or something like that. But with fiber, you won't ever have that issue just because it is glass, so you can't really, weather's not really going to affect it much unless like a tree tears it down or something. We provide the city and the county, so within city limits, and then most areas that Warren provides electric service to out in the county.
Heading into the bottom of the second inning, Wildcats need to warm up the bats. They're down 2-0 to the visiting University Heights team. And leading off for the Wildcats, number 17, Liam Heinze. Heinze, the second baseman, who's hitting .324 with 20 RBIs on the season.
Number 17, leadoff hitter, second baseman, Liam Heinze.
We're going to see what Thomas Hallmark has for the Wildcats. Coach Will Height having a little conversation with the University Heights head coach over there, and I'd be willing to bet that he was asking, was that ball fair or foul? Here's the pitch. Strike one, curveball cuts through the zone. Heinze set up in the very back of the batter's box. Here's the pitch. Curveball still stays up in the zone and popped up in field to Turner at third for University Heights, out number 1. Now here's Brady Delk doing his pre-hitting ritual. Jumping from the back to the front of the batter's box, digging in a little bit. Now Hallmark, as I said, has only thrown 12 1/3 innings so far on the season. Big right-handed kid. There was a ball high in the zone there to Delk. Hallmark, not a ton of pitching experience on the season, but he's a big right-handed kid, pitching strictly from the stretch. Curveball comes through the zone. I tell you what, the curve for him, he's working it so far. We've seen 4 pitches, and 3 of them have been curveballs. Now he throws a fastball, and Delk swings through for strike 2. Brady sets in. Sets up outside, does the catcher, Gibson. Here's the pitch. That's a chopper towards second to Gibson. Gibson running on the throw, gets him by a half a step over at first to Jones. Out number 2 for University Heights. Here comes designated hitter Jackson Gass. Hallmark out here doing work for University Heights so far. Just relying on that defense. Sets, throws, popped up center field to Lucky. Is he going to get underneath it? Everybody's running in. He squeezes it for out number 3. And the Wildcats here in the bottom of the first inning to lead it off go 1, 2, 3 in terms of outs. And University Heights is going to lead it 2-0 as they head back into their dugout to get their bats ready for the top of the second inning. We'll find out what they can do when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
So as far as preventative maintenance, to keep outages at a minimum, one thing that we do is pole inspections. So we'll drive across the system, we'll dig out around the bottoms of the pole, see if there's anything rotten, we'll check the pole's integrity in general. So as you can see now, we're changing out some wire on some poles that we have recently changed out. As they age, they start to crack or rot at the bottom, so we try to stay ahead of those types of outages. Probably the neatest part of working here. So working in the community that I live in and grew up in, there's a lot of satisfaction that comes from that. You know, if there is an outage, there's a good chance that you're restoring power maybe to a family member, a friend, your preacher, something like that. So just being able to help and serve the people that you know, that's a good feeling.
Welcome back in, everybody. Heading into the top of the second inning. I'm Cody Schuler. Thank you for joining us here on 92.3 WFKN for some Wildcats baseball. Their second to last game of the regular season. And here leading off the top of the second with the University Heights team leading your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats 2-0 is left fielder Josh Pace. Bluffed a bunt there at the very end. Looks at ball one go by. Off the arm of Easton Kelly. Easton sets. Wind up. Ball two. Need to start putting the stuff more in the zone here. This umpire behind the plate has certainly had a very tight zone. That one's a grounder two-turner at third, and he fires it over to Lockley at first. It's going to be out number one. And we head back to the top of the lineup, and second baseman Hayden Hunt, who had a foul ball that was never called a foul ball, and he ended up on second base to lead this one off. This ball clearly hit to the left of the bag. And I can see that from way up here.
Yep.
Ball inside on a shown bunt to Hunt. With the weird-looking shoes. Here's the pitch. Popped up center field. Braylon Turner giving chase underneath it. Pierce backpedaling a bit for out number two on the pop-up. So 2 up, 2 down here for University Heights.
Shortstop, number 18, Cadence Gibson.
There comes the shortstop, Cadence Gibson. Hits .344 on the year. Scored one of those 2 runs. Ball inside. We've had a lot of narrow misses inside here, nearly hit by pitch. That's sent to Lockley at first, and he's going to toss it over to Easton Kelly, running over there to first, and your Wildcats repay the favor. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the second. Still looking at a 2-0 lead for University Heights, and your Wildcats are going into the dugout with a little momentum, trying to get their bats warmed up. And we'll find out what they can do in the bottom of the second. We return live on 92.3 WFKN.
No matter your game, Franklin Bank and Trust equips you for success.
It's only like 10 minutes. It wasn't bad, I gotta lie. And I'm not a napper. Heading into the bottom of the second inning after repaying that 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first. Your Wildcats 3 up, 3 down. The U Heights team visiting here at Greg Shelton Field, Franklin-Simpson High School. And now we're heading into the bottom of the second where your leadoff hitter is going to be number 8, the right fielder, Carson Kelly. Carson Kelly's hitting .330 on the season with 15 RBIs. Now, Thomas Hallmark didn't look like he was doing a whole lot special out there, but had the curveball working, off speed. But you know what? It was effective and working through the zone nicely. So let's see. Hallmark continues to throw strictly from the stretch. Curveball comes in for strike one. Tell you what, it's got some movement on it. It goes from high to low pretty well. Sets, throws, check swing, foul ball. Are you sure it's not fair? Are we sure it's not fair? Satire, ladies and gentlemen, satire. That's all that was. All right, so now behind in the count is Carson Kelly, 0-2. The right fielder scoots in a little bit on the plate. Sets up outside, does Gibson. Here's the pitch. Way outside for ball 1. Owen Lockley on deck. Going to be the number 2 hitter here in the bottom of the second. Hallmark sets, throws. Oh, gets in on the hands. Kelly trying to run it out and not in time. Out number 1 to the leadoff. Owen Lockley coming up to bat now.
First baseman, number 22, Owen Lockley. Go.
Lockley hitting third on the team in terms of average for .365. Got 16 RBIs on the season for the freshman. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 right down the pipe. I'd be sitting on curveball right here. Here's the pitch. And fastball down Main Street for strike 2. Just putting it across the plate here is Hallmark. Here's the pitch. That is popped up over the top of the first baseman Jones's head, and Lockley is going to run it out, and he's got himself a hit. Aiden Jones for University Heights. Stretched out with that left-handed glove as far high as it could, but that bloop was just enough out towards right field to get off the tip of his glove. Nearly snow-coned it, and here comes Hendrick Blankenberg. That's the Wildcats' first hit of the game here in the bottom of the second. Next up, Hendrick Blankenberg, a.k.a. Goose. Ball high on the fastball. Blankenberg digs in. Hallmark sets, checks the runner. Attempts the golf, not anywhere close to being in time. On deck is going to be Colton Turner. He'll be hitting after this. Team leading 28 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Called strike. Looked a little low in the zone to me, but 1-1 is the count to Blankenberg now. .371 average, 13 RBIs. That lucky 13th. Oof, that's a line shot right back at the pitcher Hallmark, and he caught it in his ribs. Oh, and yeah, go out and check on him. He's got the ball back, and he's saying he's good, and he's waving off his coach, saying I'm all right. Yeah, check on him anyways. I know probably a tough kid. It's a big kid out there pitching, but I think he caught a little bit of the glove, caught a little bit of the ribs, and everybody's checking on him. He's fine. He's going to stick with this one. I mean, that was a line shot directly right back at him off the bat of Goose, and Lockley didn't know what to do with it at first, but he thought he caught it, so he just ran about halfway down, and then Hallmark picks it up, throws it to second, and Blankenberg is safe over at first as Colton Turner steps in and takes curveball for strike 1. Sorry, just a lot happened right there. Oftentimes when possible injuries like that happen, it throws me off, and Turner swings through strike 2. Hate to see anybody be injured out there. 0-2 is the count with 2 away, and Blankenberg over on first, off to a decent lead. Here's the pitch. Outside. Ball 1. I want to know what happened to the chatter coming out of our Franklin-Simpson dugout. The big Marmaduke barks. Those were fun. We need to bring that back. Good lead for Blankenberg. It's out there. Doesn't go anywhere. Ball high to Turner. As I said, Turner's hitting .263 with 28 RBIs on the season for the right-handed hitter, who also plays third base. Here's the pitch. Curve ball stays a skosh up in the zone. Leads to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. With 2 away and a runner on first, U Heights still leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Runner goes, swings through, and Hallmark gets his first one and turns around and has some words for our Franklin-Simpson dugout after that strikeout. Didn't expect that, but here we are. University Heights heading into their dugout. Come back out for the top of the third. Right after this on 92.3 WFKN.
Accidents happen in a split second, but the repair doesn't have to be a headache. At Eaton Collision in Franklin, we bring your car back to life with expert repairs and a flawless finish. We'll work directly with your insurance company to make the process quick, easy, and hassle-free for you. From dents to major damage, trust Eaton Collision to get you back on the road fast.
That's on things hitting strike with. Fastball's way out or way high. He's got it a couple times down low and away in the zone. Heading into the top of the third, your Wildcats still down 2-0 here at Greg Shelton Baseball Field, Franklin-Simpson High School. Leading off for University Heights, it's going to be the catcher, number 19, Cortland Gibson. 361 hit. Nash gets his warm-up down to second. Kelly remaining on the mound. Wildcats 1-2-3 in the top of the second. Now let's see how they handle the other Gibson. Stands up tall in the batter's box. Ball 1 from Kelly. Wildcats set. Ball high. And on the grass is Turner from third. That's ball low. So 3 straight balls from Easton Kelly. Been having a little bit of command issues so far to get this one started. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. Count rolls 3-1. Taken all the way that time was Gibson. Probably taken yet again if I were to guess. Ball high, ball 4. It's Easton's second walk of the game. Now here comes right fielder number 8, A.J. Hogart. Got a pretty big bat, hitting .402 with 31 RBIs and 2 home runs. 31 RBIs, that's, tell you what, that's a big number. Leads their team. Here's the pitch. Curveball turned him around and comes down into the zone for Easton Kelly. Catching a signal from their head coach over on first is Gibson. Now Hogart gets back in. 0-1, nobody away, runner on first, runner goes. Here's a throw down, and he is, called safe. Delk didn't care for that, thought he got it down in time. Foot might have been in there before the tag got down around his neck or head area. It's a pretty good call. 0-2 is the count now with a runner on second. Here's the pitch. Bounced in to Ballou. He's going to pick it up, fires. Nope, he's going to hold on to him. Runner goes over to third. Bounced into him and got a little underneath him and then straight forward and couldn't locate the ball. We're looking at a 1-2 with a runner on third now to Hogart. Top of this lineup for University Heights is just nails. Ball inside now and run the count 2-2. Nobody away. Runner on third. Gibson with a stolen base to make it to second. And then I don't know if you necessarily call it a pass ball. Hogart fights that one off. Into foul territory is Turner. He's going to squeeze it for out number one. Nice work to locate that one. Getting up in the sunlight.
Jackson Quinn.
You said runner at third, run back into coaching? Yep. I mean, he's got all day to move, but he runs back in.
Still a 2-0 game here at the top of the third. Here's the pitch from Kelly. That one sent sharp grounder over to Turner, and Turner fires it over to first for out number two, and that one's going to score, make it a 3-0 ball game now for Heights.
First baseman number 3, Aiden Jones.
Now here comes first baseman, the other Aiden Jones, as I'll refer to him, because we got our own Aiden Jones. We like him quite a bit. Running back for Franklin-Simpson Wildcats football team. As this Aiden Jones takes ball one. Our Aiden Jones is just a flat-out bruising football player. I mean, gives you shades of Marshawn Lynch beast mode at times. Ball two inside. Aiden Jones played some baseball with us over the years. His brother played center field for a lot of years. Swings through at the high heat there, does this Aiden Jones. For strike one, 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 away. Nobody on right now with a 3-0 lead for U Heights. Oh, and that hits at the bottom of his hand. I heard that up here.
Hit the handle first.
Ooh, I could hear that one. Brought his hands into the zone. I mean, that was a good sound. I mean, did not sound very comfortable at all. He's having his coach check it out, too. Might need a moment. He the way he's reacting, don't think it's broken. He's moving his hand around, taking his batting gloves off. Coach checking on him, gave him a thumbs up that he's good to go. That's going to bruise up, hurt, guarantee that. Now here comes the third baseman, Bryson Turner for U Heights. Bats lefty, checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Swing goes foul over towards their dugout. Center fielder Lucky in the on-deck circle. 0-1. After the foul ball, here's the pitch. Gets between the legs of Ballou. Bounces back to him. Ball one was low. So 1-1 count now to Turner. Nash sets, checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Another check swing into the net. Foul. Tell you what, their dugout better watch out. That's twice it's came flying over there at him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ball 2 outside. Two with 2 away. Runner on second. Checks again. Here's the pitch. Curveball stayed an eyelash up in the zone for Easton Kelly to run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-0 lead here as they've added 1 to it here in the top of the third for U Heights. Here's the pitch. Ring one up there for Easton Kelly. Fastball came quick, fast, and in a hurry through the zone. And that's out number 3. Ring up 1 for Easton Kelly. I believe that's his first of the game. Nice strikeout pitch and strikeout power right there by Easton Kelly. Now it's time for your Wildcats to get their bats warmed up. We'll find out if they can do it when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
High school beginning next Monday, May 18th. First round, 5:30 ball game is the.
My favorite thing about working here is getting to serve the community and help people with their electric and their fiber internet.
We're local, so we live and work right here in Franklin, so taking care of our neighbors isn't just business, it's personal. Fiber means faster, more reliable internet for work, school, and entertainment without lag or buffering.
It's more than power and fiber, it's about peace of mind.
We're not just an electric company, we're neighbors.
Chairback seats will still be reserved.
Oh, they're gonna be reserved still.
That's what it said on the text message today.
I didn't read it. You just gotta pay for it. You got that seat.
Heading into the bottom of the third inning, visiting University Heights now have a 3-0 lead after adding an additional run to that lead there in the top of the third. With no hits to add to it. Walked runner, stole a base, moved around on a wild pitch, and got sacrificed in. U Heights still holds steady. 4 hits on the 3 runs. Wildcats with only 1 error so far. Lifted deep to left field by Braylon Turner. That's trouble running in. Drop it. Drop. Are you kidding me? Wow, that's a fair ball. It appeared. Left fielder Pace giving a whole lot of chase right there. And he took the ball with him, what appeared to be fair territory, into foul territory, and dropped the ball as he rolled over, and then by our home plate umpire called a foul ball. That was most definitely easily an extra base hit for Braylon Turner. And I tell you, your Wildcats are having a hard time getting a call their way whenever it's been close or even remotely questionable. That's just difficult. And that one's a chopper over towards Hunt at second. He's going to underhand toss it to Jones at first. So now we're looking at 1 away after the non-hit. Here comes your pitcher, Easton Kelly, up at Easton. Hits just a smidge under the Mendoza line. Curveball, strike 1. Hallmark, I mean, that thing, you about needed to hook a tow truck to that thing. It came through the zone so lightly. Here's the pitch. Fastball gets popped up into the infield. Underneath it is third baseman Turner for out number 2.
Back to the top order, number 17.
There comes top of the order, number 17, Liam Heinze. The second baseman's hitting .324 on the season. 0 for 1 in this one. Top of the order went 1-2-3 to lead the game off in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Ball 1, low and away. Nobody on with 2 away. Here's the pitch. Curveball stays up. We're at 6:43 here in the evening. This has been another questionable evening. Hallmark sets, throws, ball outside. 3-0 is the count to Heinze. Brady Delk on deck. Let's see if he'll have an opportunity to get on base. Imagine Heinze's going to be taken all the way right here. That's called strike, but even that was a little questionable to me. Count rolls 3-1. If I were Heinze, I would once again make Hallmark really throw one to me here. Here's the pitch.
No.
Strike 2 as the count runs full.
Golly.
Heinze going to have to be aggressive now at the plate. Hallmark sets. Timeout from Liam Heinze. Nice to get the pitcher off his rhythm a little bit here now after throwing 2 strikes. Heinze gets in on the plate just a little more. Sets, throws, fouled off. Might have been in the zone, might have been a little low and away.
You don't know.
Hard to tell right now. The strike zone, which started pretty tight, has now made its way a little looser. Ball high for ball 4. That's a walk for Hallmark. Now here comes Brady Delk.
Number 7, Brady Delk.
Our one senior out on the field for your Wildcats. 376 hitter, 21 RBIs, and 4 home runs on the season. Wildcats down 3-0 right now to U Heights. Called strike 1. With 2 away and a runner on first. Off to a good lead is Heinze. Checks the runner, checks him again. Here comes the pitch. Called strike 2. 0-2 is the count to Delk. Going to have to step in there and be careful. Hallmark apparently calling his own pitches out there. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Curveball stayed up in the zone a little bit right there. Brady gets just underneath it. Count remains 0-2 to the right-handed hitting shortstop. Heinze off to another good lead. Here's the pitch. That's a line shot out to right field. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Heinze is going to stay at second. Nice way to get back underneath that one and go with the pitch to send it out opposite field by your senior shortstop, Brady Delk. Second hit of the game here in the bottom of the 3rd. Here comes Jackson Gass. Gass got a very quick bat on him, designated hitter number 19. Hitting .333. Had some really big hitting moments this season. Ball high and outside from Hallmark. Hallmark doesn't get a lot of legs in his throw. He's mostly an arm power pitcher here from what we've seen. Popped up. That's going to be foul territory out towards right field. Giving chase is Pace. And Jones. And that is going to fall foul. 1-1 is the count now to Gass after the foul tip. With 2 away, runners on first and second. Gass has been coming through in some big moments for your Wildcats.
Okay.
Had a 2 RBI double on Monday. Had a 3 RBI double last week. Turns and thought about throwing to second, but there was nobody there to throw to for U Heights. Was Hallmark attempting the pickoff. Hallmark sets and checks the runner again. Here comes the pitch. Swings through. Strike 2. 1-2 is the count now with 2 away. Gas needed to find some green grass. Checking the runner again at second. Here comes the pitch. Swings through. Catcher drops it. He's going to take it and fire it over to first. Out number 3. So your Wildcats strand 2 on 1 hit and a walk, and they are going to remain down 3-0 as U Heights heads back into their dugout to get their bats ready for the top of the 4th inning. We'll find out how they handle it when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
To see the world without the stress of planning? At Picture This Travel, we specialize in creating unforgettable travel experiences, tailored just for you. And now we're excited to launch Franklin-Simpson Alumni Travel. Imagine exploring incredible destinations across the globe, side by side with fellow FSHS graduates. Travel together, make new memories, and celebrate the Wildcat spirit worldwide. For more information, follow me, Julie Walters with Picture This Travel on Facebook.
It just still has Brady grip.
Top of the 4th inning here at Greg Shelton Franklin-Simpson High School baseball field. Wildcats taking on the visiting University Heights team. Easton Kelly on the mound for the Wildcats. As we're in a 3-0 hole right now. U Heights back up to bat. Right now we're looking at center fielder number 23, Ryan Lucky. He's got a 1-1 count to lead off the top of the 4th. Lucky's a .351 hitter. Strike 2 from Easton Kelly. Josh Pace, the left fielder. Subject of a controversial play there in the bottom of the 3rd for the Wildcats. Was it a hit? Was it not a hit? As Braylon Turner shot to left. Looked to be in play, and Turner's sliding catch attempt carried the ball out of play. Ball 3 up and in. He's going to run the count full here to Lucky. The lead off at the top of the 4th. Easton Kelly, wind up, throws, going to be low and away. Another walk for Easton Kelly. His 3rd so far of this game.
Left fielder number 2, Josh Pace.
Here's Pace coming up to bat for U Heights. Lucky's going to get off to a pretty decent lead over there on the 1st. Here's the pitch, shows bunt, and he steps completely into that one. He's out on top of the plate. That looks like it was going to be in the strike zone, but Pace is into it.
He's out of the box.
He is over the plate and into that one. He takes one square in the back, but and here comes the umpires to talk about this one. He's out over top of the box here and over the top of the plate. And they're going to let him stay at first.
That's 4.
That's you could easily say the 3rd gifted call of this game here to U Heights, and we're going to head to the top of the order. And here comes Hayden Hunt with 2 on and nobody away. Easton Kelly now in a bit of trouble, throws one low and away for ball 1 to the top of the order. Don't know what else to say about that one. Checking the runner on 2nd. Here's the pitch. That one's low and away as well for Kelly for ball 2. Hunt set in the batter's box. Kelly taking his time about getting that one. Checks the runner second. Here's the pitch. Ball up in the zone just a little for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, bases loaded with nobody away, and the Wildcats are finding themselves in a very difficult position right now with shortstop number 18, Cadence Gibson, making his way to the plate. The 344 hitter has got 26 RBIs on the season, and University Heights really threatening to expand on this 3-0 lead here. Ball up and in for ball 1.
Marty!
Kelly coming back to pitching from the windup now. Another ball up and in for ball 2. It's 6 straight from the junior. Windup, pitch. Fires right back at him. Turns and fires right back home there and doubles him up at home and first. Turned around to second, started to throw to second, and here's a lot of help from the home team fan base here, and he turns and fires it back to home, and great job there by Nash Ballou to fire it over to first and get the second, and we double it up, and no run score. Runners on second and third now, so a little bit of things moving in the right way for the Wildcats. That right there is exactly what you needed to help your pitcher get out of a really bad jam. And the curveball, I tell you what, Easton Kelly's curveball, it breaks at the very last possible second. Each and every time that curveball comes in, I swear it's going to hit the kid. And then it breaks at the very last second, and we've seen it drop in there for a strike a couple of times. It's uncanny how quickly it moves when it actually decides to break. 2 balls, no strikes. Number 19, Cortland Gibson. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 3. Cortland Gibson, not to be confused with Cadence Gibson, takes strike 1. 3-1 is the count, 2 away. Sends that one over towards shortstop Brady Delk. He's going to fire it over to first to Lockley, and the Wildcats are out of an incredible jam with the bases loaded and nobody out. They turn 2 from home to first. A nice 2-3 double play, or 1-2-3 double play, and then get the grounder to Delk to get out of the.
Well, we're right here. We're in town. If somebody has an issue, we're there either that day or.
To Blankenberg.
Middle school coach tells all the high school. Come on.
Your Wildcats needing some help right now from their bats. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. Well, we'll take a base runner no matter how we can get them. That's the second walk here of the inning. And now, Coach for U Heights is going to come talk it over with Hallmark after walking 2. I think we're just going to have a discussion here with Hallmark. Doesn't look like we're going to have a pitching change.
After 5-2, Lady Raiders 2.
Lady Raiders and Lady Cats fighting it out at the home of the Blue Raiders. Or just the Raiders now. I don't know if we're switching pitchers or not, but we're having a whole lot of random discussion here. A kid comes out of the dugout with his glove on, and somebody's motioning for him, and He gets out on the field. And the third baseman, Turner, motions him out to come out onto the field, and then the coach tells him no and sends him back. So I guess Hallmark's going to remain in the game after a long discussion. Bounces one in and goes off the helmet of the catcher, Gibson. And Gibson gets a lucky bounce, has it come out in front of him, and fires it over to third. But Carson Kelly, showing off some speed, makes it over there in time before the throw. Blankenberg moves to second. So the Wildcats in business now with runners on second and third with one away. And Colton Turner, team leader in RBIs, at the plate with 28 on the season. Love to see him making it even 30. Curveball hangs in for strike one. Waiting on one of our kids to sit back and crank that thing. 1-1 is the count with one away. New Heights with this 3-0 lead, hoping for the Wildcat. Cut into it right now. Here's the pitch. Fastball gets away from Gibson, and Carson Kelly is coming home, going to score easily. And the Wildcats are on the board, making it a 3-1 game. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Hallmark, I will say, has surprised me through this game. As he throws mostly with his arm. He doesn't appear to get a whole lot of push out of his legs into this one, but that's a big kid out there on the mound. Throwing to Colton Turner, who's got 2 balls and 1 strike against him right now with 1 away and a runner on third. Here's the pitch. Popped foul. Count's going to roll 2-2. Braylon Turner on deck, who had the called non-hit in his previous at-bat. Hallmark's going to nice back and ready. Call that pitch. Probably sitting on curveball right here with 2-2. Here. Field, it might get over his head. Nope. Pay is going to back and score. It's going to be a sack. Blankenberg tags up cleanly and comes in and makes it a 3-2 ball game. So your Wildcats right back in this one with Braylon Turner coming up to bat. Braylon hitting just a smidge under the Mendoza line. And as I've said, one of the most pure swings whenever he brings it through the zone. That's a hit out to right field. That's how you do it right there if you're Braylon Turner. You come in there, first pitch swinging, be aggressive at the plate. That's how you bump up that average. Now here comes Easton Kelly. And we're now going to see a pitching change, I believe. We're seeing a change in shoes from the shortstop. It looks like it's probably going to be Cadence Gibson, just from the way he's changing shoes. And I do think that's what we're going to see. Cadence Gibson, who has less pitching experience than Thomas Hallmark does on the season. The fellow senior has thrown 10 1/3 innings on the season. He started 1 game. Out of those 10 1/3, he's actually appeared in 9 games as a pitcher. So they've had pitchers that have appeared more. But I don't think we're going to see one of their 4 or 5 top pitchers here this evening as we are in the bottom of the 4th inning. I doubt we'll see for a meaningless game in terms of region or district or anything like that. I mean, it counts against their record, but they're 25-5 and number 1 in their region, and I don't think anything's going to change that as Gibson gets set out there on the mound. Now he's going to actually be throwing to his brother. So Cadence Gibson's going to be throwing to Cortland Gibson. And Cadence is the senior. Cortland is the younger of the two, the junior. So this is pretty cool. to get to see brother-to-brother action right here for University Heights.
Number 10, Easton Kelly.
I mean, that's got to be a fun thing, at least for their parents.
He went to shortstop. Okay. But I don't know who's at second.
Curve ball stays up. Ball 1 to Easton Kelly with a runner on first and 2 away. In this now 3-2 ball game as the Wildcats have tacked on 2 here in the bottom of the 4th. Lifted deep and high out to left field. Get back, ball. Yeah. It's into the fence. Braylon Turner's turning 3. He is firing for home. Tie ball game. Easton Kelly supports his cause with a stand-up RBI double to tie the game at 3 runs apiece here against the number 16 ranked team in the state. Now here comes the top of the lineup in Liam Heisey. And as you can tell, I'm pretty excited just to see these young kids get their bats working. Moving them through the zone. Thomas Hallmark, give the young man credit. We were not touching that curveball. He was throwing curveball, fastball, and our kids couldn't figure it out there for a little bit. Then some command issues and get a couple of hits, and this one's lifted high and deep into foul territory. Can they get there in time? Giving chase was their new shortstop, and he's underneath it for out number 3. Well, that's out number 3 here in the bottom of the 4th, but your Wildcats come back and tie this ball game up at 3 runs apiece. Man, what a change of pace this turned out to be. Things were kind of moving slow motion for us, and now we're right. That's when we return live. I think that's what you've just got to dub these kids here this season, the comeback Cats. I mean, it's the same for our Lady Cats as well, it feels like. Curveball stays low and inside there to A.J. Hogarth. Number 4 hole hitter for the Blazers. Takes ball 1. Fastball goes through the zone, chopped over to Turner, and he's going to fire it over Lockley at first, retire the cleanup for the Blazers for out number 1.
DH number 22, Jackson Flynn.
Now here comes designated hitter number 22, Jackson Flynn. Flynn getting close to hitting 500 on the season with 481 average, 20 RBIs. Right-handed hitter. Moving quickly after he got into the zone, getting him to pop foul was Easton Kelly. Hopefully that momentum from his bat carries into his pitching right now. That's ball 1, high and inside. 1-1 count with 1 away here in the top of the 5th now. Curveball comes in and low for ball 2. That was his 80th pitch. Here in the top of the 5th inning. Swings through, strike 2 does Flynn. Wind up, pitch. Swings through, ring up 1 for Easton Kelly. Blows it by him. Showing off the arm. Velocity. Gets his 2nd strikeout of the evening. Here comes the other Aiden Jones, first baseman, number 3, 305 hitter. Here's the pitch. Swings through, strike 1. Kelly finding a rhythm now. Here's the pitch. Popped up foul, getting ahead in the count, 0-2. So 2 up, 2 down here for the Blazers after seeing all the momentum go into the Wildcats' direction. Wind up, pitch. popped up into shallow center field, calling everybody off is Braylon Turner. He squeezes for out number 3. So another 3 up, 3 down for the Wildcats. And wow, we've got a ball game here, tied up at 3 apiece, and the Wildcats heading into the dugouts to warm up their bats for the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll find out how they do when we return live on 92.
So as far as preventative maintenance, to keep outages at a minimum, one thing that we do is pole inspections. So we'll drive across the system, we'll dig out around the bottoms of the pole, see if there's anything rotten, we'll check the pole's integrity in general. So as you can see now, we're changing out some wire on some poles that we have recently changed out. As they age, they start to crack or rot at the bottom, so we try to stay ahead of those types of outages. Probably the neatest part of working here. So working in the community that I live in and grew up in, there's a lot of satisfaction that comes from that. You know, if there is an outage, there's a good chance that you're restoring power, maybe to a family member, a friend, your preacher, something like that. So just being able to help and serve the people that you know, that's a good feeling.
Heading into the bottom of the 5th inning, your Wildcats have come back from a 3-0 deficit to tie it up at 3 runs apiece in the bottom of the 4th, and then go 1-2-3 there in the top of the 5th against the visiting University Heights Blazers. And leading off here in the bottom of the 5th is going to be your senior, Brady Delk, facing off against... That's, sorry, I keep getting them confused. That's Cadence Gibson out on the mound, throwing to his brother Cortland Gibson. Here's the pitch. Bounces it in. Ball 2. I was watching him warm up out here on the mound here before the bottom of the 5th got started. And Cadence, as he throws strike 1, in his throwing motion, pulls it way back behind, lower than his waist, kind of back behind his butt, lifted deep to field.
Get out of here.
Going into the wall. Nearly finds himself another home run, sliding into second. Man, that thing took off the bat. I hopped up out of my seat up here in the press box to watch it go. Brady Delk has shown off the strength a couple of times this season. He's got 4 home runs, an extra probably 8 feet from making it 5 and getting his team the lead here in the bottom of the 5th, but nonetheless, he's in there for a double to lead off the bottom of the 5th. And here's Jackson Gass hammered into left field. That's going to be in there for a hit. Left fielder Pace is going to pick it up and hold Delk at third. Wildcats are in business with runners on the corners. And something else I'm noticing about Gibson throwing the baseball too is that when you hold a baseball, you hold it with your fingers and before you release it to throw it. And, you know, most of the time you'll see a 2 and that one's lifted over the head of the third baseman, and that's going to be in there for an RBI single, and your Wildcats have the lead for Carson Kelly. Brady Delk comes in and scores. Now Owen Lockley heading. And now we're going to have a mound visit from the Blazers head coach. But Cadence, it almost looked as if he was throwing the baseball out of the palm of his hand. And it was a very different look for me. I don't know if we're going to see a change of pitching or not, or if we're just going to have a mound visit. The whole infield comes in out here on the mound. Coach is just talking it over with him.
How many mound visits can you have in a game?
But this is the second here of the evening, and now here comes the infield umpire to talk it over with him as the sun continues to get a little lower out there in the sky. And I think Cadence Gibson's going to remain on the mound after this one. Still nobody away here in the bottom of the 5th with runners on first and second, and we've had 3 hits, a double from Delk. A single. Shows bunt. Popped up foul. 0-1 count to Lockley. A single from Gass. And then a single from Carson Kelly to score. Delk and the Wildcats now with this 4-3 lead. So 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th, and now they've got 1 more tacked on here in the bottom of the 5th, and we'll see if Lockley can add to it. Checks the runner at second. Shows bunt again. Sends it back to the pitcher, and he turns and fires to third. Nice work there by the shortstop. I believe that's Hunt out there at short now. Hayden Hunt at short for the Blazers. Moving over from second base. He covered third and catches the lead runner in Jackson Gass for out number 1. Here's the pitch. Hendrik Blankenberg takes strike 1 on the inside part of the plate. With 1 away, runner still on first and second for the Wildcats. Carson Kelly and Owen Lockley out there. Checking the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Disagree with that, but it's strike 2. The batter's box is in the shadows now, but the pitcher is still in the sunlight at the moment. It won't take long for that to change, and that one goes way outside. Runner goes to third, and he's going to be thrown out. That's out number 2. Good throw there by Gibson from behind the plate to get Kelly. Lockley does move on to second. The ball went past Gibson behind the plate, but he made a really nice play on that one to get to it. Here's the pitch. Sent to third baseman. He's going to nicely fire it over to first and to Jones. Jones going to dig out the low throw for out number 3. But your Wildcats have gained the first lead of the game here, and now lead at 4-3 after 5. We'll see if the Blazers can answer when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
Again, we want to remind everybody, tomorrow night, season finale against Butler County, varsity JV doubleheader schedule. Next week, the 14th District Tournament here at Franklin-Simpson High School. Monday night, May 18th, with the first round, your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats start off at 5:30 against number 4 seed Russell Panthers. Second game will follow against Logan County and Todd County Central. Tuesday night is May 19th, 6 p.m., championship game. Please remember that season passes or any other kind of pass cannot be used for both days of the tournament. Tickets must be bought at the gate. Tickets will be $8 card only. The chairbacks that are reserved for patrons of the Wildcats will still be honored, but you must still pay. Thank you.
Main Street right here in Franklin.
I want your dad. Gotta get up before
Top of the 6th here at Greg Shelton Field for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats baseball team. Your Wildcats have fought all the way back from a 3-run deficit and now lead it 4-3 over the 16th ranked team in the state, the University Heights Blazers. Now coming up to bat is third baseman Bryson Turner, who's reached safely each time he's been up to bat.
Go get him, man.
With just the 103 average on the season. Easy Kelly throws ball 1, gets one to get popped up high on the infield to Brady Delk, and he makes about 3 or 4 steps to his right and gets underneath it. Very nonchalant, easy catch there for Delk for out number 1. Now center fielder number 23, Ryan Lucky, making his way to the batter's box. Lucky digging in. Pretty tight on the plate. Here's the pitch. Swings through, strike 1. Fans at that one from Easton Kelly. Here's the pitch. Pops up the bunt foul. Gonna fall, making an 0-2 count. We've been discussing a little bit up here in the booth about the different types of shoes that we've seen out here on this new turf field. We've seen all kinds of different things, and Lucky has what appears to be like some kind of a soccer shoe, I'm guessing, from up here. Here's the pitch. Chopper foul down third base line. Been fair in the first inning. As Lucky gets back into the batter's box, 0-2 count now with one away.
Are you sure it's not fair?
Here's the pitch. Fouled off the top of Nash Ballou's helmet there that he wears. Kind of resets it. Think he's okay there. That's a tough kid for a freshman, I tell you that, behind the plate. Wind up. 0-2, here's the pitch. Oh, just a smidge high in the zone there. Too lucky. We were unlucky on that call. Here's the pitch. Low in the zone. Ball 2.
Buddy.
Lucky gets back in there. Easton Kelly's got his pitch. Here's the windup and the throw. Woo! And another ball, just a smidge up in the zone for ball 3. The count runs full now to the second hitter. You're in the top of the 6th inning with your Wildcats up 4-3. Half past the hour now. Popped foul. I knew it was half past the hour because, well, my stomach started rumbling, thinking, man, I'm getting hungry. Here's the pitch. Swings through, strike 3. Ring up another one for Easton Kelly. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game. Matching his walk total. Nice work there by Kelly. Now here comes left fielder Josh Pace. 2 away and nobody on for the Blazers. Wind up, pitch from Kelly, and low and out of the zone. Ball 1. Here's the pitch. That's sent a line shot. Oh, just out of reach of Liam Heinze out into right field. Had a nice jump on it, just couldn't quite get there.
Number 10, shortstop, Hayden Hunt.
Now here comes Hunt, the now shortstop for the Blazers, a .506 hitter with 28 RBIs. Had a double to lead this one off. That was foul. Here's the pitch.
Nice.
Curveball in there for strike 1. Another one of those with different shoes here at Greg Shelton Field on this new turf. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch. Oh, liner right at Colton Turner. Pops out of his glove. So the Blazers trying to put together a 2-out rally with the top of their lineup here.
Pitcher number 18, Cadence Gibson.
Now the relief pitcher, number 18, Cadence Gibson. Gibson, the .344 hitter. On in relief from Thomas Hallmark. Gave up 1 there in the bottom of the 5th. Takes ball 1, just a eyelash outside. Runners on first and second. He does have 26 RBIs on the season, looking to add to it and get his Blazer team back in this one. After now being down by a run. Here's the pitch. That's a strike. 1-1 is the count now. That was his 102nd pitch here for Easton Kelly. Needing to get out of the top of the 6th. Sets, checks the runner on second. Here's the pitch. Oh, that's a good-looking pitch right there. That must have been up in the zone because that came across the plate. 2-1 now. With 2 away and 2 on for the Blazers. Sets up in the heart of the plate, does Nash. Attempted to pick off. It goes into center field. Runner's going to stay put. Easton Kelly's resetting out there on the mound now. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Strike two. Shout out to his catcher right there. That's one thing I love to see a catcher do is after catching a strike, he gets it out of his glove quickly and right back to the pitcher. Get him back into his motion. Ring up another one for Easton Kelly. Fired him up, young man. Strike out another one. His fourth of the game, and he is out of the top of the sixth inning. And there'll be just one more to go for your Wildcat defense.
My favorite thing about working here is getting to serve the community and help people with their electric and their fiber internet.
We're local, so we live and work right here in Franklin, so taking care of our neighbors isn't just business, it's personal. Fiber means faster, more reliable internet for work, school, and entertainment without lag or buffering.
It's more than power and fiber, it's about peace of mind.
We're not just an electric company, we're neighbors.
It's my favorite call all season. When Chloe hit that bottom of the sixth grand slam when they were tied up at 11.
Didn't Lily hit one after that too? No, she won it with a walk-off.
Senior night.
Senior night.
She won it with a walk-off, yeah.
She scored senior night. Brady scored senior night. That's pretty cool.
Nice little coincidence there.
Just a different pitch.
Yep. A.J. Hogart. Let's see what he's done.
Gibson go back to second.
Heading into the bottom of the sixth inning now as we return right here on 92.3 WFKN. I'm Cody Schuler. Thank you for joining us. Your Wildcats getting set to take on yet another new pitcher here for the University Heights Blazers. A.J. Hogart started the game and played all the game in right field. He's now the relief pitcher. He's only had 2 games as a pitcher. He's only thrown 2 innings as a pitcher. In those 2 innings, he had 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. Only 43 pitches total. Tell you what, the right fielder's got a good throwing motion out there. Looks like a big, strong kid. We are playing everywhere in the shade now here at Greg Shelton Field. Hogart will come in here and give it his best shot. Guarantee you that. We have not seen the top pitching from University Heights here tonight.
In the bottom of the 6th, up for your Wildcats. Number 12,
player
third baseman,
who started this one off was senior Thomas Hallmark, who appeared in 6 games total, started 1 of them, only 12 innings on the season, and then Cadence Gibson in relief, only 10 innings, and now A.J. Hogart, only 2. Here's Colton Turner leading it off, takes curveball for strike 1. Tell you what, somebody at U Heights is teaching these kids this curveball because it's a good-looking curveball from all 3 pitchers so far. Oh, and he gets plunked hard and high in the back. He's going to feel that in the morning.
They got run for him.
And the Wildcats, we're going to get a courtesy runner after that one. He's wincing. Caught him high in that left shoulder area. That hurt. That was a fastball. Came way up and in. I was scared it caught him in the helmet at first, but Turner's going to head to the bullpen. I would not be shocked if Easton Kelly was done for the evening. And we saw Colton Turner in the 7th. You hate to see him hit by a pitch there whenever he's more than likely coming on in relief to try to secure a win. Off to a big lead right now over on first base. I didn't see who that was. Shows up, squares up, bunt, goes over the top of the head. Corbin Barnes over there on first base. The freshman had a couple of really nice games here this season as a pitcher. Got his first varsity starting action. We got to broadcast that live. Off to a enormous lead over there. Turner squares up bunt again, sends it to first base, trying to cover. He's going to be safe. Whoa, no, he did not get the foot down. Called out. The pitcher, A.J. Hogart, did not get the foot down before Braylon Turner got in there. Oh, I disagree, Mr. Umpire. But Barnes goes to second. And that was the whole point of that.
Number 10, Easton.
I don't like it, but it is what it is. He looks safe to me. And you see something like that, that is so difficult for a relief pitcher who doesn't get a ton of time out there on the mound to turn and sprint towards first as his first baseman is fielding a ball and get the foot down. So good on Hogart to allegedly get the foot down. Curveball goes low in the zone to Easton Kelly. Easton Kelly with an absolute shot that went into the fence for an RBI double in his last at-bat that tied the game up at 3 runs apiece. Liam Heinze on deck. It was ball 2 low, pardon me. So with 1 away, runner on second, and Corbin Barnes sneaking out to another good lead. Checks the runner. Nobody there. Here's the pitch. Ball 3. Hogart kind of shrugged his shoulders after that one. Playing underneath the lights as we've got ourselves another beautiful Franklin-Simpson sunset. Going to look to just put it across the plate for Hogart. Here's the pitch. He does just that. Makes it a 3-1 count. Said it a couple of times here tonight, and I'll say it again. In terms of postseason play, this game doesn't really count against either team. Up in the zone is going to walk Easton Kelly. Ball 4. And I think we're going to see Adam Lambaran come on and run for Easton Kelly. Colton Turner still down there in the bullpen. PA announcer here, Steve Kirby, who I'm sure most of you know him as probably Pastor Steve or Pastor Kirby, making an excellent point. And that's that since the double off the bat of Easton Kelly that made this a 3-3 ball game in the bottom of the 4th, he's been nails out here.
Yeah.
Throws strike 1 after getting behind 2-0 with 2 away to Flynn. Flynn gets set. Here's the pitch. Swings through the high heat for strike 2. You'd love to see Easton Kelly finish this one off with a strikeout. You'd love to see it. I mean, icing on the cake. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. I do want to say thank you for listening and being with us all this regular season. This is our final regular season broadcast. We won't be in attendance tomorrow night for the Wildcats taking on Butler County. But just from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Appreciate each and every one of you tuning in and listening, being a part of our broadcast, our Franklin-Simpson Wildcat and Lady Cat family. Thank you to our producers, Kendra back in studio and Lyric. Another foul-tipped ball out of play. Thank you to our Franklin-Simpson Channel 9 family. Thank you, Mr. Aaron Talley. Aaron, just a really great person and workaholic, taking care of the Franklin-Simpson Channel 9 broadcast team. That one's sent out towards right field, and it's going to be foul ball. Would have been fair in the first inning. But here in the top of the 7th, that's a foul ball. Satire, ladies and gentlemen. That's what that is. But yes, once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I appreciate you so much. No matter how you listen to us on 92.3 FM dial, the app, or our website. Just a smidge low in the zone to run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Down to their last strike on their last out here in this one. The Blazers trying to get something going. Easton Kelly. Ball 4. Ugh. Walks that one. And here comes Coach Will Height. And here comes the infield. I think we're probably going to see Colton Turner right here to face off against number 3, Aiden Jones. Yep, making the change. Adam Lamoran's going to come in at second. Liam Heinze is going to move to third. Nice round of applause for the junior, Easton Kelly. Going to be facing off against Aiden Jones, the first baseman. Now, for Colton Turner, this is his 11th game appearing as pitcher. He started 4 games. He's thrown 30 2/3 innings. Throughout those, he's thrown 20 strikeouts and 7 walks. He's got a 3.42 ERA on the season.
24.
So, 2 outs, 1 away. Colton Turner with some experience taking the mound. Getting a couple of warm-ups here. At 8 minutes shy of the 8 o'clock hour here on Thursday the 14th. Holding steady at 65 degrees. That beautiful Franklin-Simpson sunset out there. Tell you what, once that sun officially goes down, though, that temperature's going to drop a little bit. I know that.
Update on Lady Cat action up at Warren East after 8 innings.
Lady Cats taking on the Warren East Raiders, Lady Raiders, at Warren East. And after 8 innings, extra innings, there is a 5-5 tie still. So, Lady Cats trying to bring home yet another regional win. What a game that was in the previous matchup. Chloe Smith, bottom of the 6th with a grand slam to put the Lady Cats up 15-11. Here's the pitch from Turner, low and away on his first one. Here for a ground ball from somebody in the stands hollering it. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 down Main Street. Jones, a .305 hitter with 20 RBIs on the season. In tight on the plate, sets up inside, does Ballou. Swings through, strike 2. Down to their final strike. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runner on first. Goes up in the zone. Does the high heat. Count moves to 2-2. Sets. Throws. Swings through. Ring up one for Colton Turner. He comes on and gets the save. Out number 3. And your comeback Cats once again come through and make this a 4-3 win over the 16th ranked team in the state of Kentucky. What a huge win for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats. Thank you so much for being with us here tonight. Easton Kelly goes 6 2/3 innings, and your Wildcats on a total team effort come through and get this win. Wow, big time win against the visiting University Heights Blazers. And I tell you what, this team is heading in the right direction here this evening. Congratulations to Coach Will Height and all of our Franklin-Simpson Wildcats. I'm Cody Schuler. Thank you to our producer back in studio, Kendra. Appreciate so much, and all of our listeners here this evening for being with us. Join us on Monday for the beginning of district play when we join our Lady Cats and they take on the Logan County Cougars at home for district play. We'll be back right then. That game kicks off at 5:30 on Monday. That'll be a 5:15 start time for us for the pregame, and looking so forward to that with each and every one of you. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon right here live on 92.3 WFKN. Thanks, Kendra. See ya.